Hi.
Hi, it's me Nayana here today, and today we're going to make some garlic ghee sourdough naans. So how we're going to start is that Ayana's going to be on the job of making the garlic butter or the garlic ghee. So what we're going to use is also some coriander and some dill. So we've got some coriander and some dill and some grated garlic. I've got some ready-made homemade ghee here that we're going to add, and a pinch of salt. So all those things mixed together and have them ready just for when you've made your naans. Now about the dough, I prepared my sourdough much earlier this morning, so I used about 250 grams of my sourdough starter, so activated sourdough starter. So if you are a sourdough person, you'll know what I mean, which is if you do have a sourdough, you want to have it really activated and ready and bubbly. So 250 grams of that, about 150 grams of, I used kefir, so that's fermented yogurt, but you can use any sort of full fat yogurt, so 150 grams of that, and about 200 grams of just some water, and you want to give that all a good mix with about 6 or 7 grams of salt, if I remember correctly, and give that a really great mix. And once it's all combined and ready into, it will be quite a sticky dough like your sourdough doughs usually are, and then you just every kind of like 2 hours, for the next 2 hours or so after you've made the dough, you want to give it a good kneading by pulling and folding like you normally do with your sourdough. And once that's done, you leave it for about 7 to 8 hours to 12, 13 hours if you can. What you still have is quite a sticky dough, so all I'm going to do is wet my hands. So Yana, if you get ready making your ghee, so what I would like you to do is in this add about a tablespoon of the ghee in there. Yeah, mix that, and then
With the salt.
With the salt, mix it up, and then chop the herbs and fill it in. So all I'm doing here to make my naans is just wetting my hands, bringing that all together. So you don't want to add any extra flour onto that. You just want to keep your hands either oiled or wet. I always prefer wet.
Then what are you doing? Once I got that with the salt.
And then you can mix up all the herbs and the garlic, please.
With what?
So if you just garlic and then chop your herbs. So in the meantime, here I am just kneading all that together. I might take some of that ghee off my hands. Okay, so I'm going to take my dough. Take about a nice handful of your flour, and you just want to use your hands to press that out flat. If you can see, I'm just flattening out. I'm going to start with a small naan, but you can shape it into an oblong or whatever you like. You can make it massive as well, but I'm just going to keep it sort of that shape.
Once I've mixed in all that garlic and ghee, I'm just going to go and get my knife.
In the meantime, I'm going to take a bit of the ghee and I'm going to brush my pan over here. So you can use a flat tawa pan or a frying pan.
Or one of those circular ones.
Or one of the circular ones, yeah, the tawa pans.
I'm just going to cut my herbs.
And just make sure that that's got, can you put your head back, sweetheart? Yeah, so then you want to pick up your naan, like that. It's quite sticky, so just pop it straight into your hot pan. And don't worry about it being weird shapes because it's, it is rustic. And so normally naans are made in a tandoor oven, so in a nice hot oven, but these are just stove top. Leave that for a few minutes on top to cook. So again, just wet your hands and flatten that out. So start to cook. And in the meantime, Ayana's going to get our
Herbs all cut.
yeah, all nicely chopped. So chop them really finely.
I have.
Cool.
And we're just going to put them in the ghee salt mixture. And yeah.
You're going to really work to brown the end because obviously it's not going in the oven, so you want it to get really brown.
I'm just going to combine all of that by mixing. And it basically gives it an oily herbness.
So yeah, I'm just going to get a little bit of flour on the side. Sticky.
Okay.
So you don't need to knead this out. Just use your hands to push. quite difficult dough to handle, to make flat with your hands. But again, as I said, no, it's not because of any mistake. It's just because that's how sourdough. So if you can see, it's starting to rise a little bit in your pan there. That's what you want. And then flip it over.
I don't think it was quite ready on the other side though.
No, it's not, but I was just checking. Okay. Smells nice, doesn't it?
It smells so good. What am I doing this for again?
So you just pop it down now. You don't
Wait, I just want to mix it for.
So if you want to show it to the camera.
Yeah, I will once I've done it.
So one thing I will say is that when you're working with this dough, it's really difficult to just wait, when you're waiting for your pan to cook the other one, it's really hard to like stretch it out and leave it there because it does get really sticky very quickly. Right, pop that over.
Sometimes, at least.
There we go. It's nice and fluffed up. Look at that.
Okay, so now after about maybe a minute or two of mixing it, it kind of looks like this. Quite oily still, but you can mix it for longer if you want. You don't have to. I don't actually know why I'm doing this.
Because on top of our naans, you're going to brush that.
Okay. So what can I do now?
You can wait.
That's helpful.
So anytime I make any kind of flatbread, my first one always in a weird shape anyway.
Yes, it always is. And I always end up getting that one as well, surprisingly enough. Because look how perfectly round. Look how perfectly round that is. And then just you look over there, it's like Africa. It does look like Africa. It actually does. Should I get a paper towel to put on top?
No. Just keep this, and you're gonna brush your butter that you've made over there.
The kind of buttery, herby essence.
So here we go. So here's one of our naans. So there we go. Put that on there.
And then I'm just gonna dab my brush in that, and I'm gonna just do that. You can kind of see some of the herbs on it, or right now.
It smells lovely.
It does smell good.
Yeah, that's it. Not too much because it's all raw garlic, so you don't want too much raw garlic. So again, I pop my second one on, and it takes a few minutes, couple of minutes either side. So you can see that's the first one done.
It's got a bit of coriander and dill on it. Can I make some?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I'm going to flatten that out.
Just gonna.
So now as your pan gets hot and hotter, it will cook a lot faster. So you can see how beautifully that does rise. So the sourdough, obviously the natural yeast in there is really active. And the longer you leave it, so if you can leave it anything between 8 to 12 hours, or you could even like leave it overnight in the fridge, it would be really nice, yes.
Can I tell them the name of our starter? Our sourdough starter?
Oh yeah, we have a sourdough starter.
And I want to tell you the name of it. Its name is Gregory. I named it after a lint bowl, also named Gregory.
Apparently had a lint bowl. We'll show you what Gregory looks like here.
Not the lint bowl, the sourdough.
So Gregory's in here. Gregory's in here. That's what's left over of Gregory today.
He multiplies like bunnies.
Yes, of course. He's a sourdough starter. That's what he does.
I'm just saying.
So here we're nearly done with this one. So
Now
is it
a shape? Why do they all turn out like this?
That's fine. So again, you could fry off one side and pop this just under the grill. So that's a good trick as well. If you really want to cook it under the grill, you totally can. It gives a little bit more.
Make it a circle.
It'll obviously makes it a little bit more authentic looking.
Mom, I managed to make a circle.
Well done. Right. So if you want to just pop that in here.
Okay.
And here's my second one.
I will brush it.
You're supposed to brush a bit of ghee on that, but.
You know what? You forgot to tell me, so it's not happening now.
So anyway, let's have a look at this one. So here's our first one.
Can I taste it?
Amazing.
Pretty good. Not bad.
So it's got that slight sour flavour, obviously, because it's sourdough.
Might just.
Quite nice.
You ruined my favorite circle.
No, I did that because it was lovely, but you had made it a tiny bit too fat, otherwise it aged to cook. I know. It's fine. So I'm actually going to leave the rest of my sourdough naan mix in here for a while, and maybe like pop it in the fridge and use some tomorrow. So I'll just take it out tomorrow and make it, and it should be totally fine.
We're gonna make it tomorrow.
Yeah, I think 3 naans at this time of night is absolutely fine. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I will maybe put the rest of the recipe underneath the video. So we'll be
Down
back
in the description.
down in the description, and we'll be back making something more delicious next time.
More delicious? What's
More delicious.
What's more delicious than naan?
Don't know, but anything anything that we can think of, we will come back and definitely post something. So enjoy this recipe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.